Even game over game, event over event, he has really risen for Rogue to be a star for this team. But it's the match of the week for a lot of things. The implications of possibly being 4 or 5 here coming into North America. There's really only one way to find out. Put them together and see what comes out. Rogue and Pittsburgh Knights kick things off in a best of 5.
And a big reason why this is match of the week is, we have the big 3 in North America. And after the Pittsburgh Knights won DreamHack, everyone's thinking we might have a 4th member, but Rogue, they're a team that's standing in the way.
Things underway. Rogue already putting on the pressure. Here's Wonder off the back wall. Nothing doing for Rogue so far. Pittsburgh Knights trying to get a handle on things, see if they made any changes coming into this matchup. So far, haven't shown any offense as they try and get a hold of the ball on their own end. Here's Gyro, a second touch towards the midfield. Now Rlcs, a free ball in the midfield for him, and he just tosses it to the Rogue corner.
And a big clear coming out from Wonder. And the thing that the Pittsburgh Knights did so well at DreamHack was that relentless demo, bump, physical play, being upfield, being aggressive, and having that smothering offense. And we just did not see that in their first series of the day.
And that kind of playstyle disrupts teams that want to be organized. And Rogue is a team that wants to be very organized moving down the field. So far, Peeps now an opportunity to pass across. That one goes high. 2 go up for the Peeps. We've talked about it a couple times with the double commits, but it still goes in for Rlcs. And he starts off the series with a special goal.
Hey, it wasn't pretty. Rlcs and Mist both going up for it. Mist actually bumps AJ out of the way. Rlcs says, hey, I'll stay on the ball. Why not? So, that's not how the coach drew it up back in the locker room, but it worked.
Moopy might have some things to say about that one, but still, it pans out for the Knights. And now Rogue find themselves 1 goal in the hole. Here's Rlcs, he couldn't get a hold of it. Into the midfield, Kernovi's there to meet it, with not a lot of boost to work with here. Gets some help from Wonder. Still coming out from the Knights' corner. And here comes Pittsburgh Knights on the counterattack. Mist has an opportunity on target, and Kernovi couldn't get back in time. A 2-goal lead opens up for the Knights.
And this was just fantastic patience from Mist. A great first touch off the pass from Gyro. So that play all started with Gyro finding Mist, but then that pop. He lets the ball roll into him, it pops it perfectly, and it gives him so many areas on net that he can shoot at. Mist making the play. But that's the Pittsburgh Knights we saw in Montreal. And also Mist and Rlcs, they were the lead scorers in the rival series as well. So these guys really do know how to put the pressure on the defense.
Rogue looking to respond. AJ almost had a second touch off the back wall. And Rlcs once more, he's been a playmaker for the Knights. And even for the Peeps when they were in the rival series, so good at moving the ball down the field and being a nuisance for defenses. Here's Gyro. That one's over to a road defender there as Kernovi tried to push away. Now Rlcs again. Uncontested in the midfield. You don't want to leave this man open. This ball pushed towards the net. Missed on the clear. 2 go from Rogue. Now Kernovi trying to set something up the back wall. Cleared away by Rlcs. Halfway through the game, and so far, James, the Knights have looked very good.
They certainly have rotations on point, getting challenges when they need to. They had that goal that wasn't the prettiest of goals. It was actually a double commit. But that second goal that they had, a thing of beauty. Now Rlcs going to be trying to dribble flick this one off the backboard, and Wonder does get that one pushed aside. But you're right, Corelli, this is a different Knights than we saw in the first series of the day.
And it could just be a mentality thing for the Knights as well. They just get their first game out of the way. Now they feel a lot more comfortable coming into Rogue. Of course, it's only the first game here. And it's certainly not over for Rogue. But definitely a difference.
And Wonder, also a testament just to how Ghost plays. A lot of their series in the past have tended to be lower scoring. That was the same result that we saw when the Knights played them earlier.
Ball pushed over to AJ. You got 2 to go from the Knights. Now Wonder trying to get this one off the back wall, but can't get to it. Gyro to clear this one out from his own corner, met by AJ. Rogue still trying to keep this pressure on. Trying to find their first goal here. That one's turned away by Rlcs. Time ticking down in game 1 for Rogue. Kernovi off the back wall. The follow-up's there. Shot on target. Nobody's home from the Knights, and Kernovi gets Rogues their first.
And Gyro, he was the last player back. Kronovi puts this off the backboard. It was a good hit from Mist, but Reynolds was just a little too slow to the ball, maybe thinking he had more time than he actually had. Also possible he was low on boost, but either way, he was just a little slow to getting out to that challenge and couldn't cut off the angle. And now Rogue back into this game. A good infield pass will get Rogue possession.
Shot comes out from Wonder. Gyro doesn't even react, and they tie it up.
Just watch Gyro. He's sitting in net. He sees this shot coming from Wonder, and as soon as Wonder strikes, he's like, I've got no shot. No shot at all.
Great pressure by Rogue, starting to pay off for them. The control in the final third, you're seeing it go from corner to corner, and Rogue all over it. The Knights. I did it.
You'll learn eventually. It's a tough thing, You've been casting the rival series for a while. Peep's probably a common name, but you're in the big leagues now, Corelli.
So is missed as he goes off the crossbar, and 2 go there from the Knights. And now a counterattack on. Here's Andre. Dangerous here with no boost. Tries to pop it up for his teammate. Wonder couldn't get there in time.
And that was a very similar situation that we saw Mist in when the Pittsburgh Knights were able to score on their counterattack. AJ, you want him to be able to do more with that ball. But he ended up going for the backboard pass. It didn't really pan out. But that is a very scoreable situation. You expect AJ, one of the players, to put those away.
Maybe staring down overtime here if AJ might have the last laugh. Not enough boost to catch up to that one. Gyro opts to keep it up, and he had space to work with, but just couldn't get control of it. Overtime in game 1.
This is a very important game, the match of the week. These teams in the preseason predicted to be the ones battling for top 4, and Kronovi couldn't make that backboard read. It was a good bounce for him.
Here comes Rlcs. That one's just going to be thrown off the Rogue back wall and cleared away by Wonder. Gyro response. A demo comes out on AJ. Opportunity here for the Knights. Shot from Mist is good, and game 1 goes to the Knights.
And Rogue, they had a chance to close this out, but then in the end, Reynolds getting the demo. Gyro backward pass. Kronovi dove for it. Wonder was in net, ready for the pass, but the shot coming out from Mist was too well placed. Far post, and that's going to do it. The Knights getting the win.
It wasn't pretty in the beginning for the Knights. Rogue did have a lot of control in the final third. We talked about it a little bit, and a little jitters coming out with the double commits there, here and there, not only on offense, but also on defense from the Knights. But again, it comes out to them a 3-2 victory in game 1, and it's a great way to start off a very, very important series for both these teams.
Yeah, and I just think back to those 2 opportunities where Rogue could have put this away. It was the breakaway, or the one-on-one opportunity for AJ. He had a similar setup. The ball was passed out to him on the ground. He had an opportunity to touch it to himself, get control. He went for the flick and flicked it high. We saw Mist just go for the touch and then try to time his bounce shot perfectly, and Mist was able to score. I think it was Knights were just able to make the most out of their opportunities and even, avert disaster in that first goal when they double commit.
And that's really just how they play, too. I mean, it's just living on a wire for them sometimes. And
but it worked.
It works out more often than not for the Knights, and that's really a testament to how they play.
Even back in Montreal, you remember when they were playing Mouse in the round of 8, every time Mouse would get ahead and it seemed like Peeps at the time, it seemed like they were out, they would find a way to get back into the series and score a goal. And so it's amazing to see these guys continue to keep up the level of scoring that we saw them have, especially Rlcs and Mist. We saw them have in the rival series, being the goal leaders in the rival series. And then also, for Rogue, Kronovi also had an opportunity off the backboard to put a shot on target, and he failed to do so, and the net was very vulnerable. So Rogue, they had a good comeback, but they came up just short.
An opportunity right off the bat for the Knights. Here's Rlcs. He's picking this one up. 2 go from Rogue, and the clear does come out. Rlcs on the back wall looking for the pass. It does come straight to him. Ooh. Can't get the touch. Beautifully set up, though, by Gyro.
And I love the confidence from Rlcs. Instead of rotating out, he's got very little boost. He opts to just stay on the wall. And not only that, his teammate hits him with a very good pass, just narrowly missed striking it how he wanted. But I love to see that type of confidence out of the Knights. It's one of the reasons that makes them such an exciting team to watch play.
For Rogue, there was a few times really for all three players. We're in their final third, and they just don't have boost to work with. We've seen it with Kronovi. He even got bit coming back, trying to rotate out with no boost. It led to a Knights goal.
Wonder and Kronovi both on empty. Kronovi had actually 1 boost in the tank, picking up a pad now at 13. So it is a dire boost situation for Rogue as Kronovi gets a big clear downfield.
Now the Knights feel a little bit of pressure from Rogue, but cleared away nicely by Rlcs. Carrying this one all the way over to AJ. Gyro does get the block.
And again, that's a play where Gyro's literally right behind him and is going to go for the immediate challenge. He has no idea where that ball's going to go. He's just guessing at that point. But again, just confidence, you know, borderline arrogance by Gyro. Just going for it. I love it.
Here's Mist popping this one up, and you can see the congestion in front of the net for Rogue, and it pays off for Mist.
And they're just overwhelming this Rogue defense. AJ,
look at him.
You know, Wonder getting harassed by Gyro. Gyro, it's like a pit bull without a leash going after him.
They were all there. Everyone from the Knights was downfield in the face of Rogue, and Mist just pops it up for him.
And even AJ didn't get the touch that he wanted, ended up setting up that long shot. But the Knights incorporating the aspects of their game that really helped them win back in Montreal, which is being physical. We see a demo now coming up on Wonder.
See if Rogue can respond here as Wonder comes off the spawn to get a touch, but go too far with it. Here's Rlcs now, over to Mist. Has a little bit of space to work with, tries to go up and over everyone again, and he just carries it into the net for the Knights. 2-goal lead opens up.
The second goal for Mist and Rlcs with a big challenge, and you love these first touches from Mist, even in the previous game on the breakaway. The first touch was what got him the goal. And again, here, that first touch setting him up for so many options. He didn't even need to take them because the Rogue defense just cannot handle the pressure that Knights are bringing to him right now.
So the Knights in a comfortable lead now. What seems like control of the game. Here's Kronovi trying to make things change for Rogue. It seems like the ball is just given away and the Knights are just eating it up. Here's AJ. Off the back wall, met by Gyro. Kronovi opts to rotate out on that one.
And it's crazy that Gyro was able to clear it out himself and get that follow-up ball. That just goes to show you how much Rogue is struggling for boost, that they're giving the Knights that much space when they're making the defensive hits.
Rlcs off the back wall, cleared away by Kronovi. And it's something the Knights do well is just interference. Whether it's the clears or keeping the pressure on, there's always a player in your face. There's Mist. Wonder does get the touch by him.
And that was good speed by Wonder. Mist was eager to come in and get that touch. Now Gyro didn't make the read, but Mist bailed him out. Quick counterattack.
Just behind Rlcs, but the follow-up from Mist is there, blocked away by Kronovi.
Oh. And that seemed like it was going to be a goal 100% after Wonder missed the backboard read. But Kronovi in the right spot at the right time, thinking his lucky stars.
Missed again. It goes right out to Gyro. I'm not sure if that's how they drew it up, but still the pressure on from the Knights. Rlcs trying to keep this one alive for them and does so. It comes back out to Mist with full boost. An opportunity here for a shot just on the crossbar. Wonder wasn't able to make the save either way, and AJ tries to clear this one out. Kronovi, a minute left for Rogue. A similar situation to game number 1. Gyro off the back wall. Rlcs decides not to go here, and now trying to find a pass across. Not a lot of boost to work with. Now Mist with the ball. Time and space for the Pittsburgh Knights to work with, and they are taking full advantage.
And Kronovi made that save in net with just 19 boost. It's the same story playing out over and over, which is Rogue stuck in net, limited boost. Not much to get a counterattack started with, and a whiff from Kronovi. That's going to leave it open for Rlcs. And a tough break. You hate to see it, Corelli.
And I wonder if it's just the constant pressure from the Knights. I said this in the pre-show. Bodies in your face, and Rogue are cracking. That's the second big whiff we've seen. The one coming off the back wall from Wonder, and now Kronovi just missing it inside his own box when he's the last man.
And that usually happens when you're trying to time the bounce perfectly to get the most power on a big clear. Kronovi getting a little risky on his timing and just let that ball bounce just a little too high. Went right under it.
20 seconds left. And it's been all Knights looking to take a 2-0 series lead over Rogue here. Ball comes out to Gyro, and can they get one more for the road here? It's just Wonder back. He clears it to the side. The 2 seconds left. Knights are going to finish this one out, and they look dominant, James. The second half of game one, and then really the entirety of this game have been all Knights in the face of Rogue, making their life so miserable.
I mean, you talk about a knight in shining armor. That's not the case right now for Rogue. This is their worst nightmare. They are going to have nightmares of Knights riding them down in net.
So much pressure, and you look at the shots coming out from the Knights. 10 from them. They actually had 7 saves, which was more than Rogue's 5, but it just felt like it was all Knights in this series, and Rogue just did not have an answer for that pressure.
They're dominating possession and boost. And, you know, that's not a replay you see very often. Rlcs going into a bouncing ball, free open net. But AJ has been very quiet, and a lot of that is just due to Rogue not being able to find their footing on offense. And that starts with the pressure that the Knights have been putting on. Being upfield so much, going for the bumps, going for the demos, attacking net, they're forcing Rogue to concentrate in their net and not be able to venture out and get the boost.
Yeah.
And it has just been, you know, what else do you say other than just an absolute domination of a series for the Pittsburgh Knights? Rogue, you can't get anything going right now.
We talked about AJ right before we got into the series about how special he is, how great he can pull off these great mechanical plays, but he needs time and space to do so, and the Knights are just not giving it to him at all. They have completely disrespected this Rogue team to think, you can't do it, you're not going to hit it, we don't believe that you can beat me. Beat me, and the Knights haven't been beaten yet.
They really haven't, and you know, we've seen Rogue also struggling on a couple defensive plays. We saw Wonder missing that backboard read, and fortunately for Rogue, Kronovi was there to make the save, but also, you know, the defensive miss from Kronovi. So Rogue, they've got a lot to figure out and not much time to do it. They're one game away from dropping this series to the Pittsburgh Knights.
See what happens as Wonder forced to make a save already. Looking for changes from the Rogue side here. It looked okay in game one. They had that pressure in the final third. They had combination plays throughout midfield, passing to each other, finding a bit of open space, but game two, if that's going to be any indication of this game, the Knights are going to have full pressure.
And Mist has been such a pleasure to watch on offense. Really, such control that he has been showing us. Great first touches, great striking. And him and Rlcs, you know, not afraid to make some unorthodox plays. And then Gyro, a physical player as well, but also has been doing a very good job on the back line for the Pittsburgh Knights.
Rlcs always seems to be the first man down the field. Whatever play the Knights are coming up with, it's Rlcs either on the ball or down the field to make a pass or receive a pass.
Yeah, and Gyro has been distributing those passes, being on that back line, finding his teammates, and now that shot testing Kronovi. Rebound coming out to Gyro, and more of Rogue being trapped in their own net.
Maybe an opportunity here for Kronovi. Throws it into the Knights' corner. Wonder and AJ both go for it. A weak shot. That one's going to go off the post. It beat Gyro unsuspectingly.
And that's a scary moment. Pittsburgh Knights probably should have done better with that ball, but again, they were not punished by Rogue for letting that ball bounce through and hit the post.
Ball floating over to AJ again. Been very, very quiet. Even 2 minutes into this game. Really haven't said his name too much. Here's Kronovi. Makes contact with that one to put it towards the corner, but Gyro comes through. That one's off the back wall. Now missed a shot. It's weak and cleared away by Kronovi.
And you expected a little more from Mist on that shot opportunity. Didn't have much boost, but still a weak bounce. And now the pinch will send it back. And a backflip. And Gyro able to bail out the Knights. Ball bouncing back to Mist.
Coming up on the halfway point, still a tie game, which bodes well for Rogue. That was an opportunity for Wonder. He just couldn't connect. Now Rlcs gets a touch downfield, couldn't get the second one. And now AJ, time and space to work with. Looks for the pass for Wonder. Can Wonder get past the last defender? Gyro does great there as the third man.
And Wonder was probably hoping that ball was a little more towards him. It was out ahead of him, which made him kind of have to go for that challenge play. And now the shot from AJ. Follow-up from Wonder and more saves from the Knights.
That really is the story for the Knights. And the story for Rogue is a lot of shots coming out, and they just can't put it away. Now a shot on target. Wonder has to turn that one away for Rogue. Still the pressure on. Mist puts this one on the back wall, but nobody there for the Knights to follow up. Still a tie game. This ball just bouncing in the midfield. A little bit of time for Mist. Carry this one up and over. Wonder's going to read that one nicely. Rogue would love to have the first goal in this game and have a lead, but a shot comes out for Mist. It's not going to happen for Rogue, and the Knights take the lead.
The speed from Rlcs. He baits Kronovi out right here, gets to the ball just a split second before, and then hits Mist, who's waiting on the other side of the field. Rlcs and Mist. Those are two names that you can expect to be making fireworks on the offensive end all season long.
It's been working. Here's Kronovi. Tries to go into a dribble, but didn't have much boost to work with. Minute and a half left for Rogue. Staring down the barrel of a 3-0 sweep. Here's Rlcs off the back wall. Gyro's wide open, but a weak shot on target, and it still goes in.
A blistering shot of 11 miles an hour from Gyro. You know what? Sometimes things go your way, and that play seemed like one of those moments. And they've had a couple now. A couple plays that have just worked out.
I don't even know what to say about that.
You can't say, what can you say? Other than, wow. Oh my G.
Still, time for Rogue to get back into it. It's exactly how you do it. You get AJ going, and he finds the first for Rogue in Game 3.
And this gets Rogue back into it. We saw them mount a comeback in Game 1. They weren't able to close it out, but AJ finally getting involved. This one off the post and in. Plenty of time for Rogue to get that equalizer.
And that does gotta feel good for Rogue to immediately respond, especially after what that second goal was. But a bump comes out from Rlcs. Now Wonder finds AJ in the midfield. He just throws it to Mist. Gets past Kronovi. This ball is going to float all the way back to the Rogue side.
And you see Wonder and AJ not really on the same page. Wonder expecting that pass, but the way AJ went about it just caught Wonder off guard. Rogue not synergizing well. You even see AJ running into Wonder right there.
Here's Gyro. He's got Rlcs, but cut out by Kronovi. 30 seconds left for Rogue. This one's going to find the back wall. AJ doesn't get the touch, but he gets Rlcs to bite on it. Now Gyro. Almost able to stretch out for that one. 15 seconds left now for Rogue. Ball floating in the midfield. Wonder tries to push it along. Cleared away by Gyro. Here's Kronovi. And again, Gyro just denying Rogue at every venture. AJ, he's just going to float this one down and let the Knights come through. A 3-0 sweep over Rogue.
Trampled them. They really did, Corelli. That's not going to be a fun set of replays to go back and watch if you're Rogue. Things were just not going right. Yeah. Defensive mistakes.
Game 1 was okay.
You know, it was okay, but even then, you know, AJ had a chance to score it. You expect a player of his caliber to be able to you know, hit those shots. Kronovi didn't hit a backboard read that he, you know, could have hit.